Leaving Australia during COVID-19. Australia has rigorous border rules in position to safeguard the health of the Australian community. Very restricted flights are presently available to and from Australia, and you may not be able to travel at this time. Travel rules for non-citizens in Australia. Because of the presently COVID-19 situation in Australia, including state and territory border limitations, business closings, and social distancing obligations, international visitors are urged to go back home, when feasible to do so. Temporary visa holders need to be aware that, if they desire to come back to Australia, during COVID-19 limitations are in place, they will as a rule need a travel exemption. Rules for temporary visa holders going back home. Temporary visa holders affected by coronavirus pandemic can make preparations to go back to their home country, if border limitations in that country permit. Temporary visa holders do not require an exemption to leave Australia. They can depart at any time, on condition that border limitations in their home country permit them to come back. Please keep in mind that the coronavirus situation carry on to change, so we highly suggest you to check the rules on weekly basis of the following: border restrictions and availability of flights. The good news is that commercial flights are open from many major airports across Australia. For further assistance on going back to home, we highly suggest you to contact your embassy or consulate in Australia. Updates on temporary visa holders leaving Australia for a short trip overseas. Temporary visa holders in Australia can leave Australia at any time. On the other hand, they will as a rule not be allowed to come back to Australia. Temporary visa holders pursuing to depart and then come back to Australia may apply for an inwards exemption before they depart. Then again, applications will ideally only be accepted if the applicant fulfills the obligations for an individual exemption from Australia's inward travel restrictions, and they have a convincing, compassionate, or compelling motive to depart from Australia, backed by related documentary evidence, for example, appearing at the funeral of a close family member outside Australia, visiting a close family member who is extremely or seriously ill, or looking for essential medical treatment not accessible in Australia, or travel is vital for business purposes. Our video ends here. Comment below and share your thoughts with us. Thanks for watching today's video update.